from inside Memorial Stadium. This is the Huskers Radio Network podcast. All Huskers, all the time. Here's your host, Jessica Coody.
Welcome back, everybody, into the Huskers Radio Network podcast. I'm Jessica Coody, and a very special episode for you today. We have the two Johnnies. If you are not familiar with the two Johnnies, these guys are superstars in Ireland. We got a chance to meet them when we went and visited a couple weeks back. I guess, first of all, you have millions of listeners, viewers every single week. You guys have #1 singles, sold-out tours, right? I could go on and on and on. But for Husker fans that are listening in that might not be familiar, give us a breakdown of what you guys do.
I guess, like I said, we do podcasts and we've made TV shows. We do a lot about sport as well and comedy and music. And that's how we ended up here. We did a TV show about American football in Ireland. So your listeners might not know, do we play it? A little bit. It's nowhere near as organized as the Huskers. But American football has a lot of fans in Ireland. A lot of people will be tuning in.
A lot of people excited as well to see the Huskers, come to Ireland next year. That's what we're here for. We're here. We're like Ireland's ambassadors. We're reporting back to the people of Ireland how great it is here and how much they need to come to the Aviva in 2022. Yeah.
So we're speaking on Thanksgiving. You guys had never done Thanksgiving.
No.
It's a very much American holiday. Had your first Thanksgiving dinner. How was it?
Incredible. I'm so full. I thought I was going to have to be rolled in here on some sort of a wheelchair or something.
But you had your first pumpkin pie.
I had my first pumpkin pie, and when I saw it, I thought, okay, this is mental. But then I ate it, and it was surprisingly delicious. But I did ask the person who made it to explain it, and I'm still not sure. There's pumpkins in it. Other than that, I'm lost.
Pumpkin puree.
Pumpkin puree. Oh, very fancy. Yeah, but no, everybody here in Lincoln has been so welcoming and so warm to us. It's incredible. Like the atmosphere and the culture that you guys have built up. I feel like we could move to Nebraska.
Yeah, we're about to move. We tried out today. We put on some pads and we went out and kicked some field goals.
I was about to get to that.
Yeah, it was really good.
We want to skip on. We want to skip on to the field
You've already
goal.
got the Nebraska gear. You are.
I'm pretty much in. I looked around the dressing room today. We got changed with the guys. I think they were impressed by our physique. Don't think
They were not.
They haven't figured out what position they're going to play as yet, but they're looking for a couple of guys in the dressing room who are just funny and who'll keep them entertained. Then we're those guys.
You were those guys.
Yeah.
Well, again, you guys are here as a part of Nebraska going to Ireland to play Northwestern to kick off the 2022 season, August 27th. But kind of walk us through why you guys are here, why you guys wanted to take in this game, how it all kind of came to be that you guys would come visit Lincoln when Nebraska's about to play Iowa. It's a pretty big game, by the way.
Yeah.
I just want to say right off the bat, Iowa has the worst corn. It has the worst corn. I just want to get
You're
that.
in.
I want to get that
mayor.
out of the way. Yeah. So like we said, we did a TV show back in Ireland, kind of exploring American football, and we tried out for the Irish national team, and we had never played American football before. We watched it obviously as fans, but. So that kind of got us interested, and then the guys who were organizing the series said, come on in, let's talk. And Nebraska kind of struck us because it has some strange similarities with our rugby team back in Ireland. It's called Munster, and they also wear red, but there's the same feeling of it's like a farming, like a rural place, and it's kind of got that same culture. It's big on community and on family. So we kind of felt the similarities with Nebraska, and we were kind of drawn to the Cornhuskers for that reason. So we're over here to report back, as Johnny says. And also we did get a video, and we showed it to Coach Frost of us kicking field goals. He didn't comment.
No.
He refused to comment.
But I could tell that internally he was totally impressed.
He was impressed.
Yeah.
He was blown away.
Yeah.
Two guys walking off the street and we're kicking field goals,
Yeah, so you guys fly in. It was 26 hours, I think you guys traveled to get in. You start this morning. So, again, it's Thanksgiving. The team's getting ready to play Iowa. So they had, the walkthrough this morning.
Yeah.
You guys got a full tour of the stadium, the facilities. And you went through walkthrough, you watched walkthrough, and then you put on full pads. If people are wondering what you're talking about, you had full pads. it's not cleats, it's boots. You guys call it boots, but cleats, socks, gloves,
those
everything.
really tight pants as well that those guys wear. I mean, how offensive linemen get into those shorts is they must jump off the bed into those shorts, because it took us at least 15 minutes just to get our pants on. Yeah.
But so you go out onto the field inside Memorial Stadium and are kicking field goals and running routes and catching touchdown passes. But I got to get to, you guys met Coach Frost, Scott Frost, in full pads, wearing the helmets with the visors and everything.
I'll be honest, we couldn't get the helmets off. We didn't know how they opened.
I couldn't get my helmet off.
And I was talking to Coach Frost and shook his hands. He got massive hands as well, by the way. And I was talking to him, and the sweat was just beading down my forehead while I'm talking to him. And I'm like, I don't know how to get the helmet off. And he's probably thinking, why are these two Irish guys talking to me with helmets on? But
and we have not had a chance to shower since then. And we have been for Thanksgiving dinner in someone's house. I would like to apologize. There's definitely a smell off us.
But I mean, you just had a full-on conversation in full pads in your helmet. I mean, literally did not take it off with Coach Frost, but he seemed to really enjoy talking to you guys. How much did you guys enjoy your conversation with Coach Frost?
Yeah, you can tell he's a serious guy.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about the game, and then he's talking about Dublin and Ireland and the things he wants to do. But you could see it in his eyes. I wouldn't mess with him. You know what I mean? He was asking for recommendations of things to do in Ireland. And the pressure. I was like, I don't want to give him a bad recommendation.
I felt like it was a job interview. But no, he's a great guy, and he's so good to give us his time. I mean, you know, and come to talk to us. And he's excited. He's excited for Dublin in 2022. He said that he also asked what the legal drinking age was. And we told him 18. He was like, oh.
No, you originally said 12.
Yeah, we did originally say 12. Well, what we said was, once you can see over the counter in a bar, that's pretty much good enough in Ireland. But he asked us, and he was like, what's the legal drinking age? We're like 18. He was like, oh, they'll have fun.
Yeah.
I do have to say, so you guys posted photos, and you're going to have all the footage and everything on all of your social media accounts, but you had 43 and 30 on. He asked you why you wore those numbers, and then Jeremiah Searles, who's a part of our radio network broadcast, he put 43 and 30 are just ultimate walk-on warrior numbers, and the walk-on program here is absolutely massive. You guys are trying to, you know, put your names out there to potentially be walk-ons.
After having a tour of the facilities, not just football, but like gymnastics and all the athletics, volleyball, we're pretty much any sport that you want us to do here in Nebraska, we're willing to try out. Particularly football, though. Yeah, we'd love to be walk-ons. We'll settle for anything.
We just want to kick. That's it.
Yeah, we just want to kick. I mean,
the tackling, not so much.
Yeah.
The kicking, we're in.
We should just state that we just want to be like field goal kickers.
How did it feel kicking with the full pads on?
So hard. I mean, those helmets are pretty much heavy. It's hard to even balance your head. I was like a bobblehead. My head was just going all over the place. I'm like, this helmet is really heavy. And obviously, as I said, those pants are tight. I mean, it's hard to get flexibility in the legs to kick the field goal. But we got there in the end. We made a 30-yard field goal.
30 yard
30. Or as 30. As we should say, 30.
Yeah.
30 yards.
No, I like it. I like the accent. People like the accent. People like accents in America. I'm not making fun of you guys. I love it. A 30-yard field goal. Did you finally make a 30, or was it more like 23?
I got a 30, but I then had about 15 nothings. They looked like a goose that had been shot, just kind of lame, falling wide.
He made a 30-yard field goal, but also had 30 attempts at kicking that field goal.
I have an extreme pain in my right foot right now.
when he took off his cleats in the dressing room and took his sock off, his foot was just red raw from where he was kicking the ball.
One thing I couldn't get over at the walkthrough was like the energy in the room. They put on the music, and all the guys are buying into it so much. The coach calls the moves, and everybody like jumps together and shouts together. It feels like everybody buys in so much. Like Huskers football is their life, if you know what I mean. And the energy in the room. We went into the gym when guys were lifting weights. A lot of testosterone.
Yeah.
I felt a little bit intimidated, Jessica. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
There was guys just throwing weights around.
We're like several years older than all the guys in there, but we felt like kids being in their company.
I feel like I have wasted my life standing beside these giants of men.
The amazing thing was going to the equipment room. I mean, that's like robotic. You know, as in like they've got like shelves that move and the amount of gear, all the pairs of gloves. To us, like that's fascinating.
Yeah.
We've never seen facilities And we've been to like professional sporting organisations in like the UK and in Australia, and like, you know, we thought we had good facilities back home in Ireland until we came and got a tour of this place. This is sensational.
Yeah, I have to say I've never seen sporting facilities like what you guys have here in Lincoln. Like the Irish national rugby team or soccer team do not have facilities like what you guys have here.
Everyone should want to play for Nebraska. Yeah.
Okay, we'll clip that off and give it all to the recruits.
Yeah, there you go.
I thought you said something interesting to Coach Frost earlier about you could tell like the culture in here, and that's one thing that, you know, with football programs in America, it takes a while to build a culture and kind of implement your kind of culture, a winning type culture. And, you know, as Coach Frost said, it's kind of taken a little bit of time, but they feel like they've kind of implemented that system. What is it that you felt that, okay, you could really see that the buy-in and the culture that you were talking about?
Well, as soon as you come in, we were only talking to Brandon, your director, about it, that everything is so heavily branded, and you can feel like everything from the cup you drink out of to every time you turn a corner, it's all the slogans. It's constantly reminding you that you feel like part of an organization, you feel like part of a family. And I imagine when guys play for the Huskers, they wake up in the morning and it's the first thing they think about. So what I felt is we went into the gym, everybody's wearing the gear, nobody's gone rogue. It feels like everybody's doing a strict program, and running the plays was so organized and guys were so into it. Nobody was dragging their heels. Nobody was skiving off like slouching through a drill. Everybody was giving it 100%.
Feels like if Coach Frost asked them to go through a wall, I think any of those guys would. And I think, and you can sense that. We were only there 5 minutes and we could sense it. Also, the culture is good and everyone is so nice. I think that matters. I think like any of those guys, I mean, we didn't know what to expect. You walk in and see 100 football players running around, you're like, oh my God, but they were all, hello, how are you? Really nice, interested in why we were there. Everyone really made time for us as well, and I think that comes probably from the coach down, and that's the whole setup here. Like, it just seems...
Yeah, because it's college ball. It's not like you've got a player who's going to be playing for 10 or 15 years. Like, he's only here a couple of years and is gone. So it's got to be bigger than the current team to last.
I think the coach has them all just singing off the same hymn sheet. That's what it seems like here. Everyone knows what they're doing and where they're going.
They led us into their dressing room, and that was
nice.
Very kind of them.
Yeah.
I got to ask you, because, again, I just started here this year, and the first time walking into this stadium, inside Memorial Stadium, is a bit, I mean, it's overwhelming. It is massive, and there's a lot of history and tradition here. What was your first take when you walked out into the stadium for the first time?
It's huge. It's absolutely humongous. Obviously the facility is great, but it's weird because I'm a soccer fan. I support Liverpool, and like they play at Anfield, and that's got tons and tons of history. And as soon as you walk in, you can feel it. And that was similar as well when we walked in today. It was like you just feel wow. And I mean, the excitement running through us. We were so excited to see the stadium today, and it's empty. There's two guys putting up scaffolding for the TV cameras, and we're like, wow. atmosphere is good here. I can't wait to see it with 86,000 people. I mean, it's going to be electric, and we're just totally looking forward to that. But you can feel it. You can feel, you know, the passion and the atmosphere straight away.
Man,
in the
I
stadium.
actually got an electric shock off the Lucky Horseshoe.
Yeah,
like static electricity. Honest to God, I was walking by going like, oh yeah, I touched up and got an electric shock.
You brought the luck of the Irish to the horseshoe, I feel like. Right?
I think so.
You told Coach Frost that you brought the luck of the Irish.
We told him a lot of things.
Yeah. We told Coach Frost, you know, if they get the win tomorrow, it's going to be because we brought the luck of the Irish.
Yeah.
And not the fantastic job he's doing with all the team.
But you guys have never been to an American football game, right?
No, never.
So we're getting your take on the facilities, your kind of first kind of, you know, interaction with Nebraska, but we'll hopefully give a follow-up at the end of this after you can experience it, because I think you're going to be blown away by the atmosphere inside the stadium. But if we're talking about next year and getting Husker fans, which they travel so well, I mean, they are so dedicated and they hit the road. But when you're talking about traveling to Ireland, give us a breakdown of why Husker fans should look into coming to Ireland to come to this game in August of 2022.
We've got lots of similarities in Ireland between here and Nebraska. We've got green fields. We've got corn. I mean, it's not as good as Nebraska's corn, but Ireland is a very welcoming place. Like, you know, the land of 1,000 welcomes, as they say, and that's what it is. Now, we've got that when we came to Nebraska today. We want to return the favour next year. Let's sell out the Aviva Stadium in Dublin next year, and let's get as many Husker fans to Dublin as possible. There's so much stuff to do. There's so much to see. Make a holiday. Bring your friends.
Yeah.
Let's all go on a one long bachelor party
That's
in
what
Dublin.
Ireland is. You know, like France has got fashion or whatever, Italy, you know, and Ireland doesn't. We have fun. We have the crack, as we say.
Not
So you-
not the bad crack. We've
Yeah.
got like the good CRIC crack. You know, that's spelt that way.
Yeah, Ireland is known for it. Like Dublin is a party town. You come in, you're gonna have a few beers because we don't do tailgating.
Well, you should probably figure that out.
Yeah, yeah. We're
They're looking into it.
Yeah.
Of 2022.
I heard a rumor that there's going to be pub getting. So that's like pubs, but like you can like
pub gate.
Yeah, pub gating.
Oh, pub gating.
Yeah.
As opposed to tailgating.
So yeah,
Okay.
so instead of like drinking out the back of your Ford, you can drink in like a proper Irish bar. We've got the best. We invented bloody pubs.
We like to think we have the best pubs in the world, you know,
Yeah.
Ireland. So
How crazy are Ireland and Irish people about football, American football, and just sports in general? I mean, how much are they going to show up and want to be a part of this matchup as well?
yeah, it's a big spectacle for Irish people. There's a lot of American football fans in Ireland. I mean, sometimes it only comes out on the big nights. Like if I go on my social media for Super Bowl or whatever, my Facebook feed is just covered in people talking about it. And I'm like, oh my God, I never knew these people were football fans, you know?
Yeah.
So a lot of Irish people are going to be there to, like, let's be honest, there's not a lot of like hardcore Husker fans in Ireland. There are more fans of the game, more fans of the sport. But there's people who are going to be there having a few beers, enjoying themselves. They're going to be singing. They're going to be cheering on the teams. And the stadium is going to be full. And it's a beautiful stadium. It's right on the river. And it's going to be rocking.
And
Yeah.
you guys are about to make people Husker
I was
fans.
just about to say
Yeah.
that there's going to be tons and tons of Huskers fans after we go back and share our experiences from here. But yeah, like Johnny said, the fans are going to come out. I mean, when the NFL comes to London, there's so many Irish fans travel across to the UK
Yeah.
to go to that game. So now they've got it on their own doorstep in Dublin. College ball. Here we go.
So again, if people are looking to follow you guys, I was looking it up. The two Johnnies basically is out on every social media
Yeah,
platform.
the number 2.
The number 2,
Yeah.
not TWO.
Yeah.
Number 2, Johnnies. You can find them, listen to them. You guys are gonna be putting out a lot of content that you guys are gathering while you're here, right?
Yeah.
Look, if people want to see these field goals we've been talking about,
Yeah.
surely curiosity has got the better of you by now. You got to come check it out.
We also ran routes very slowly. So if you want to see guys run real slow routes, check out the two Johnnies. We're on Instagram.
I am a terrible defender.
Facebook, everywhere. Yeah.
You had an interception though. You just got to throw up the bones when like tomorrow. Like when you go to the game, you got to be able to throw up the bones.
Yeah, because when I got the
Throw up the
interception,
bones.
throw up the bones.
Yeah.
So when I got the interception, I like ran, and then I was like, oh, I'm not gonna run the full length of the field. I got really tired. Yeah, it's just I just slid, you know.
There was a sun. The sun was in my eyes, Jess. Like it was. Any players listening, I would just like to warn them. Got to watch out for that sun because
Yeah.
I'm one of the top catchers around, and I couldn't catch it.
He's
So-
one of the top catchers in his house.
All right.
Yeah, in my house.
He lives alone.
Just a word of what, maybe sunglasses or something for I like advisor. Any players listening, you know.
Yeah,
be ca-
they're taking notes for sure.
yeah, be sure.
Do you guys have the saying down when you say "Go Big Red"?
Go big red.
You got it.
There you go. We got
Yes.
it. We
Love
got it.
You guys are ready, and thank you guys so much for coming to Lincoln, Nebraska, taking this in and spending some time with us. We got to catch up with you, get your thoughts after you hear game day, because I think Husker fans will love to hear your perspective.
We'll
from-
be experts by then.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you're going to take all of the Go Big Red fandom to Ireland, and then they'll be ready to show up and show out when the
We're
Huskers come to
going to
Ireland.
have one big Huskers party in Dublin in 2022.
You're all very welcome. We hope to see everybody there.
Yeah, he's got 2 spare beds in his house. Just hit him up. He
Yeah,
can
I
can do accommodation.
I can take 2 Huskers fans max. Maybe one on the couch. Your friend can stay on the couch. That's it. I do not live near the stadium. This is just a polite offer. It's not practical at all. But nevertheless,
Oh, the two Johnnies, appreciate your time. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
thanks
Yes.
so much.